Good morning, everyone. I see Tanya's already here. Hey, Tanya. If you're new here, I'm Dana, and I write a bunch of books. I don't know. I don't feel like doing a very good intro right now, apparently. Today we're going to write some drabbles. I'm pretty excited about the prompts for today. The ones for today, for this week, are dilated pupils and a wrong number. And that's fun. I'm excited. Okay, refresh my thing so that it registers I went live. And switch that over to the live chat. Okay. How's everyone's morning or day? The only confirmed person here. It's not morning for. I went thrift shopping this morning because I really needed to exchange something I had gotten over the weekend. And you only have like 7 days and you can't return it, you can only exchange it because capitalism. But I found a nice chair that I'm going to bring down here for my office. I'm still using the old one, but I'm very excited about that. And like it's not ergonomic by any means, but it was so comfortable. This chair is not comfortable. This chair is ancient. It was my parents'. And when we moved here 10 years ago, they were like, you can have it. Do you want this? Sure, why not? It's a free chair. But it's not comfortable, and I sit in it multiple hours most days. So I've been looking for something, and I found a nice one at the thrift store, and it was exciting. I did also find some cute clothes. I got a couple of vintage things, and I got a couple vests. One is reversible. It's like a denim on one side, and it has some applique. And then the other side is like a plaid, white and green, and it's super cute. That's probably the side I would use more. And then I found another vest, and I actually found the type of dress that I'm looking for. It's a like button up, all the way button up pinafore dress, and you know the type where you can't. I mean, somebody could wear this without a shirt under it, but I wouldn't because of how like close to the edge it is there. Um, and the design on the fabric design is a little weird, but it kind of looks like dragons. It's not dragons, but that's what it looks like. Um, but yeah, no. So I was excited about that. Um, I will be wearing them at some point. Hi Cynthia, welcome. Yes, I am very excited about the reversible vest. Okay. Okay, Tanya said, I've been trying to get a piece for the One Thing crew done. It's dragging a bit. Ooh, I'm curious. I finally caught up on all of those videos. It only took me like 2 months to get through all of them. Oh my gosh. I wish that I had like been more vigilant. I guess that's a decent word. At the time you were actually doing it, that I had been able to get more involved, but also my January I got nothing done. So I don't know. Here's the thing. Your whole premise of like the one thing that is holding me back. I love that. My one thing is two things and they're children and you can't just shift things around. and not have that inhibiting you in some way. So I'm like, I have no idea how I would approach this challenge if I had been like trying to participate at the time. I don't know. That's just me being silly. Yeah, I will take a picture of the print. It looks kind of like Chinese dragons, like Eastern dragons, but I don't know. It's that's not what it actually is. I'm pretty sure, but it's very cute. Oh my gosh! Thank you for finding that funny. I'm like, should I say this? I'm as a mother, you're not supposed to say these things, but this is also the reality of being a parent. Good morning, Laura. Welcome. We're just chilling and chatting a little bit right now before we get into sprints. How's everybody doing? I am. I don't know. I'm having a good morning, and this the vibes are good right now. Um, Also, way back here, Tanya asked how I am, and I didn't technically answer that. I'm busy. It's been spring break is finally over, so I am happy because that means I can get stuff done. And yeah, I've been working on revisions as much as I can. I wasn't able to get very much done during spring break because we went to Silver Dollar City. We're taking the boys out to eat at like places that are too expensive at dinner time to take children who will probably not eat very much food because I have picky neurodivergent children. One in particular who barely eats anything. So it's like, okay, it's spring break. Let's go to these places, have him try stuff without committing too much. And yeah, we were just doing stuff the whole time and yeah, my birthday was on Saturday. So like I was also hanging out with friends and there's just too much shit happening and I could not like yesterday was the first time I worked on stuff since last Tuesday, since my last stream. Um but it's been good aside from I've been like itching to work on stuff and not able to. Um I'm the revisions are going well though. I'm very excited. I did like impromptu decide to do a vlog. I might have mentioned that last time. I don't remember. But I am 14 chapters into revisions. I have 32,652 words. So it's going well. At the rate this is going, this draft will be like 120,000 words, and that's too long. But that's what editing is for. Uh, it was a really fun spring break, though. It was great. And yes, I had a wonderful birthday. Um, I got a really cute necklace that I need to wear. My husband is crazy. We don't fucking have money for this. Like the only reason he could afford to do this is we got our tax return. Like we mm, I'm like I started crying when I opened it. I just like he's so sweet and just like it's not just, something that I've been wanting and has finally gotten back to like pre-tariff prices, thank God. But it's also just like that's him showing that he believes in me, and I start crying. Um I also got a really cute little Cubone plushie, like tiny guy, and I got myself a puzzle, and that's about it. Like I'm 35 now, which is weird. Um I get most of the stuff I want for myself. So like it was not a huge deal or anything. But and yeah, I oh, my friend got me a book. We went to a bookstore and she bought a book for me. What did I get? What did I get? Oh, the crap. I'm blanking. Sapphic Toxic Vampires that came out last year sometime. Schwab vampire book. Bury our bones in the midnight soil. Oh my god. So yeah, my friend got me that book. It was great. Like it was a great birthday. No, what was I? Okay, Laura's going to work on some beta reading for Critique Partner. And 14 chapters is a big chunk. I was able to get a lot done really quickly because the beginning is in good shape. The point that I'm at now, I'm adding in a lot of stuff. About half of what I'm doing is like completely rewriting scenes, and the other half is just making a couple adjustments. So I'm definitely slowing down now. I was hoping against hope, to get the revision done by the end of the month, and while also realizing there's no fucking way that will happen. That is unrealistic. But yeah, it's just it's there's still so much to do. Yes, I'm glad you knew which book I was talking about, Cynthia. I've been meaning to read it for a bit. I'm very excited, but also like, when will I get to it? Who knows? I have so many books. I'm in the middle of like 4 books right now, and I have 2 more that I need to read as soon as possible because my friend and I are doing our podcast and we're reading Frankenstein stuff for it. Um, so we're each reading like 4 books for this podcast. This will be like a quarterly podcast, not as often as I had originally wanted, because it's just so much time to dedicate to reading the source material and like critical analysis and that sort of stuff before we even get to doing our discussion. So I'm reading like I have 4 things to read for that. I'm partway through 2 of them. And then I'm also reading Buffalo Hunter for my in-person, my friend group. We're doing a buddy read. That is our current book. And I haven't even started it. So, yes. Yes. Yeah. Our first one is going to be about Frankenstein. I'm very excited. This is my first time rereading it since like 2011. And then I think I'll want to watch the Guillermo del Toro one again after I read it, because it's going to be a completely different experience. But then our next one, we're talking about doing the next one on Bluebeard. So I'm very excited about that. Let's see. I wish I had read Frankenstein in high school. I did not read it that young. I read it in college for a class, and it was just like, holy crap, this is amazing. I'm really enjoying diving deep into all the material. It's so much fun. But yes, it's a lot of book commitments, and I can't read them fast enough. Yeah, absolutely. To be fair though, I've already read like way more books than I expected this year. Quite a few. Look, like Bluebeard is like one of the most messed up fairy tales out there. It's so much fun. Um and yeah, so we're going to like be reading the source material. We're going to be which I did a long time ago, but it's been a bit. And we're going to be looking at critical analysis, and then we're also going to be reading like adaptation is the right word, derivative works of it, and yapping at each other about it. That is like that's the whole premise of the thing. Like how we're going to approach the podcast is like these are just two neurodivergent friends yapping at each other about something they're passionate about. That was kind of the vibe. But yeah, no, I'm really excited for Bluebeard, but we have to do Frankenstein first. Uh No, yeah, I'm very excited about this podcast, but it is a slow thing. We have to go at it at a snail's pace because our lives are also busy, and yeah, it's slow. Oh my gosh! Hi, Alex. Welcome. I love talking about Bluebeard. Ooh, a strange novel of fairy tale retellings. Um, I'm sold. Gimme. Oh my gosh. No, I love fairy tale retellings so much. Oh my gosh. Yes, Bluebeard jump scare. Absolutely. It's Bluebeard is a jump scare, to be fair. Like that fairy tale is so messed up. Huh. But yeah, so we'll get to that eventually. That will probably be the second episode of the podcast, but if we're doing quarterly, that won't be for like, 4 or 5 months that we'll actually get that one out. Unless we manage to like really get our butts in gear and read everything. To be fair, Bluebeard, the original source, will be much shorter than like this first episode, where the original source is Frankenstein. That's a full novel. But yeah, so that's how my life is going. That's what's going on. Um, busy, but also not particularly exciting, which is really just how life goes most of the time. Oh my gosh, my files are almost done backing up. No, I'm doing a revision vlog, and so I was like, hey, I should transfer files from my phone to my computer. And then it's like, no, you don't have room. You have to move some of these other video files off of your computer first. So that's what we're doing. Moving like 275 gigabytes off of my computer so I can move more on. That means those ones can get deleted. Okay. How's everybody else feeling? We've got new people. How's it going? You guys having a good week? And do you guys have any ideas for the drabble prompts? Because, yet again, I've not thought about it at all. Um, Ooh, how to be eaten. I mean, that title alone is that's selling it. All the deeply traumatized and kind of scary fairy tale characters go to group therapy. That sounds amazing. I am immediately putting that on my TBR. How to be eaten is a beautiful name. That sounds wonderful. Okay, I do. Okay, I do have this on my TBR. I Yeah, and I recognize the cover. Oh my gosh. Okay, this needs to be moved higher on my list. Yeah, let me pull up the prompts. Dilated pupils and a wrong number. It's, I don't know. I I love the kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Imagery? That's not right. Um, Description, I guess, is kind of what I'm going for. Like, I love descriptions like dilated pupils or like those kinds of things. I find really fascinating. But a wrong number just feels such horror vibes to me. And I don't know if that's because, like, how often do you encounter something like that in a story? Because the way stories are not like real life, you know. Stories, everything happens for a reason. So, like, what is the reason? Why did the writer include a phone call from a wrong number? There's, I don't know, my brain definitely leans toward horror, toward something terrible about to happen. Cynthia says, I don't have any ideas, so it might be a situation where we see what happens. Yep. Okay, Alex says, week has been amazing but overwhelming, working nonstop, so can't stay long. Oh, it's okay that you didn't finish last week's Drabble. I think only a couple of us actually did finish last week's. And honestly, I only did because of the live streams. And yes, there will be a break eventually. Tanya says, I'm thinking gambling or someone having one call to get help but mistyping. That's so fun. Yeah, and then what happens? You call the wrong person. Who is this random person who convinced them to come help you? Last week's Drabble is so meh. I don't really feel like finishing it, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, sometimes that happens. I would even. Okay, I guess I liked mine, but yeah, it is part of the larger short story that theoretically I should finish sometime in the next week, but that's probably not going to happen. Oh, we are getting toward the end of the month. We will have to pick our prompts for April for the April short story. I need to figure that out at some point soon. Okay. Well, are you guys ready to do a sprint? Try to BS some sort of drabble for this. Alex says that's my problem is that mine is halfway done and I love the idea so much I need to finish it, but I have to make the time. Yeah, sometimes you just don't have the time and the project has to wait, and that's okay. Like, you're more than welcome to share it long after the week is over. That's fine. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it is wild. The month is almost over, and that's not okay. I've barely done anything, it feels like. To be fair, I did do the important stuff, like taxes actually got filed and that kind of stuff. I had to renew my license because of my birthday, and like all of that important stuff got taken care of. The kids got school scheduling stuff done, but all of these important life things make it hard to fit in the writing. I have to read all of the short stories. I have not read any of them because I'm like, but I need to finish mine. Um, I don't think that would actually be a problem for this one though, because I already have such a distinct idea of what the short story is that I don't think reading other people's short stories would influence me in any way. And yes, March do be marching. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you've got what, like 3 weeks to do taxes? That's not enough. That's yeah, taxes are evil. I wish I could afford an accountant to do it for me. And so I know that I'm not messing it up every single time because I'm always paranoid about that. And I did kind of mess it up a little bit this time, but not actually. I just complicated it because they asked me a question and my neurodivergent brain answered the question directly, not realizing that the question they were actually asking was a completely different question. They were like, do you need to file your renewal for Medicaid? And I was like, yes, I do need to do that. And did not realize until the very end when we had finished everything and I had submitted stuff and I couldn't go back and change anything, that then meant I needed to send the renewal with the taxes so that it got taken care of together instead of doing what we typically do, which is just go into one of the locations and hand them stuff and make sure that we have everything they need, and that takes way less time. So that was dumb and annoying, and I'm still mad about it. But even that part is taken care of and sent in, and that didn't affect like federal tax stuff. That was just state tax stuff. It was dumb. I'm mad. I answered the question that they asked. They weren't asking the actual question they wanted an answer to, though. I'm so mad. Like, this is crap. It's fine though. Everything's fine. Let me pull up this stuff again. Okay. Well, are we ready to do a sprint? I can at least pull that up. Yeah. Oh, I should also pull up my short story and see if I can BS a way to fit this into the short story. At least pretend I'm making my life a little bit easier. Dilated pupils you could fit anywhere. That could happen with anyone. Wrong number. Can I fit that into something here? I probably could. I don't know. I'll have to think about that. Okay. All right. I am going to get this started. Let's do a sprint. 30 minutes. Good luck, everybody. How did it go? And welcome, Beth. Yes. My rough draft of this is not a drabble. The first version I wrote is 292 words, and I was able to cut out quite a bit. So this is down to 205. It's still pretty rough. It needs a lot of editing. But I am adding more to the story of the girl with the office job and the purple eyeliner. This is somebody from one half of her life. Someone she met at a club is calling her while she's at work, and she's freaking out. So that's what this is right now. It's very messy. Oh yes, Cynthia just hit 100 words. Ah, that's exciting. Yeah, I don't really know. Yes, a scary little call to receive. I definitely need to. This needs edited. It's pretty messy still. I got some editing on it done, but not enough. It's still pretty rough. Okay, Beth says, I got my Spirit Lo-Fi game set up to record the next audiobook chapter for Sakura Dreams. That's exciting. That's awesome. How did yours go, Cynthia? You got to 100 words. I'm curious. Oh. Right. No, not what I meant to do. Delete the whole thing. And now I need to take off the external because I found this backed up. Come here. And now I can finish copying over my files. Oh, you have? That said, I've been putting up a chapter every other week or so on YouTube. Is that on your regular channel? Am I just missing it? That requires me to be like paying full attention, which is not usually the case. Okay. Come here. Oh, it helps if it's plugged all the way in. Yes. File transfer. Okay. Okay, yeah. That's really cool. I'll have to make sure to find that because I haven't seen it. Okay, Cynthia says, I ended up writing a sweet little story about two kids hiding under a bush playing the game. How many fingers am I holding up? That sounds adorable. Oh my gosh. I love that. That sounds so cute. Okay, yeah, 2 chapters up so far. I will definitely have to check that out, Beth. I've gotten used to sharing my drabble right now, but this is not good enough to share yet. I need to edit it more. Uh, okay, are you done loading? Okay, copying over video files, take 2 or 3. I don't know. It might be more than that. Okay, there. That is taken care of. And we'll go on in the background. This was kind of weird because I am like very specifically choosing not to name any of these characters, but suddenly I need names, and I just had to come up with something. I don't know. This random person can have a real name. That's fine, but it has to be a fake name for the actual person whose perspective it is. It's important that they don't have names. Copying video files takes a stupid amount of time. It's so annoying. Lunch sprint is good. Lunch is good. It is afternoon. I have not eaten today. Lunch sounds delicious. I should figure out what I'm going to eat after the stream. Yeah, I know this is like specific to this short story, but also naming characters is so hard. It annoyingly hard. I wonder if Tanya fell asleep. She disappeared. Yeah, it's estimating that this will take like an hour to copy over these video files. Oh, I mean, to be fair, that is what I get for not transferring any over since I started doing the revision vlog on like the 13th. And I yap a lot. Oh my god, Tanya's alive! Distracted is fine. I do just generally assume that you're asleep if you disappear, though. Drabble prompts for next month, like for um the weekly ones are picked out. I should set up that section in the Discord. Um, but yeah, I need to put together a list for people to choose from for the short story. I have a list of options. I do keep like a running tab of ideas and divided into my different sections. But yeah, the weekly ones are put together through the end of May. So until we do the next challenge. I'm sorry, Tanya, but you do be falling asleep. Doing 90% B-roll would make sense. Cynthia said, I think I decided for my revision vlog / drafting vlog, it's going to be 90% B-roll, and then I'll record a voiceover like a podcast. That is a smart way to go about it. I don't know. I think like Alyssa has mentioned in some of her videos before that she likes to talk things out after she does a writing session, so that like as a processing sort of thing. And I think what I do is pretty similar, where like I don't know, I really enjoy the moment where I sit down and talk about everything that I did, the changes that I'm making, and all of that kind of stuff. And that is why my videos get too long, though, because I talk too much. Most of this vlog I've only gotten a couple clips that are B-roll. And I don't know, I think I've just kind of accepted that this video is not going to have very much B-roll. It's weird. I usually try to get more, but I just it's I don't know, it's too much. I did get a bunch of B-roll though from what did I do? Where did I go that I got a bunch of B-roll? I don't remember, but I will know when it pops up here after it finishes transferring. But yeah, most of this so far is just me yapping, talking way too much about the progress that I'm making and like over analyzing realistically, like where I'm at in the draft and like calculating stuff. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes. We are talking about vlog, Cynthia vlog. Very excited. And yes, the format that you did for your drabble video was so cool. So yeah, if you do a vlog like that too, that sounds great. Like I think that works really well for your style. Oh my gosh. Yes, someday we will be impatiently waiting. I will be impatiently waiting. No, when you finish draft 2 of your cozy fantasy, which you're still planning. No, that's not soon enough. I need it sooner. Oh my gosh, talking is fun. I just do it a lot. Beth says I don't feel much B-roll. I need to work on that. I mean, I generally agree for myself and it's not even necessarily that I'm not filming enough B-roll so much as I would like to up my B-roll game, but I get like so focused on the writing that like, oh, I should be grabbing stuff from like 5 different angles during this whole thing, and I got maybe 2. And so the B-roll isn't super interesting because it's just like, okay, here's me writing from this angle, and here's like me typing on my keyboard up close. And like those are the angles that I get when there's so many more like dynamic ways to be doing it. Like I use this guy for timing stuff, and it's like it could be cool to get like a really close up of like setting the timer or something like that. But I'm just not thinking about those things. because I'm thinking about the writing. So, like, I would really like to up my B-roll game, but the amount of time and effort that would take, like, it would be completely changing the way I think about things, and that's really hard. I don't know. I have generally accepted that my B-roll's just going to be pretty meh, and maybe eventually after, I don't know. Like, I'm acting like this will get easier, but I don't know if it will get that much easier than it already has gotten. It's just the way my brain works. My brain, that is a multitasking skill that my brain cannot do, like being able to, like, and it's a conceptual thing where, like, I don't know how to get my brain to think about those things at the right moment. I think about them long after it has happened, and it's like, well, but I already did my writing, I already filmed all my videos, and going back and doing the B-roll now, some of it's just not possible, and some of it does not make sense to do. Anyway, B-roll's hard. Cynthia says, I'm excited to see your revision vlog too. Not only do I just want to know, I'm gobbling up information and strategy about revisions. Yeah, I do really enjoy watching everybody's videos for, like, the editing and revising and stuff, because it's so fun to see the way that they do things and, like, what can I take that they're doing and add to my routine to improve stuff there. It's so much fun. But I don't know. My process is a mess because that's how my brain do. My brain's messy. And yet also this is, like, very organized. It's both. It's both. I don't, in a way that doesn't really make sense, but it is what it is. Yeah, okay. I have like 10 video files that have transferred over. None of these are B-roll. None of them. I just talk too much. Cynthia says, for my drabble video, I made a list of shots to try and direct the B-roll situation, because if I went for it randomly, it would get real weird real fast. That is so true. And that is, like, generally the recommendation that I have seen and heard from people. Which I think does work well. Like, if I go in with a plan, like if I am specifically going to a coffee shop or an event, then I think it's a little bit easier because I have a general idea of what I want. Like, I don't make a specific list because I think that is too that's too much of a plan for my brain to use. Like, I will feel pressure to stick to it even if they wind up not going well. I don't know. Having a specific list gives me anxiety. Um but yeah, if it's just like writing at home, it really does feel like, well, how many shots can I get? Like, if I'm really into the writing, I'm too focused on that and not thinking about those things. So, like, other stuff, it does work better. But I don't know. It's messy. Um, what's this? Oh, okay. I found one B-roll. That's good. I think that one might be B-roll too. Yes, that one's B-roll. And the rest of these are just talking. Those could go into the A-roll folder. It said it would take an hour. It's not going to. They lied. But yeah, with this one, I really did go into it with the expectation of like, I want to be talking about my process. I don't really want to have a whole bunch of B-roll because that will like distract me. And I've considered doing the voiceover kind of stuff, but I don't know. I don't like scripts. They are like too rigid, and there is like I will forget. I would have to take notes. I'd have to write stuff down like how I'm feeling in the moment to be able to like transfer it to later. I don't know. I'm probably overthinking it. Okay. Well, there's more chatting. Those 4 minutes that it said, it it was 16 minutes like 2 minutes ago, and now it's 12 minutes. It lies. That's good though. Okay, how do you guys feel about another sprint? I want to do some more editing on this guy and see if I can get it to a state where I feel comfortable reading it out loud because it's too messy. Let's get that set up again. Oh, also let's switch back to the thing. I swear I'm logged in. Why do you not? Why do you think I'm not? Oh no, whatever. Doesn't matter. What are the odds I could get this down to 100 words? Pretty sure it's quite low. I'm still at 205 and I already cut out like 85 words, 80 something. It's too much. Okay. Okay, I think I've got this set up that I am ready to dive into editing this some more. So let's go ahead and start our next sprint. And I'll see you guys in 30 minutes. Good luck. Welcome back, everyone. I know Tanya had to hop out, and welcome, Borsky. So I just popped in out of curiosity because I didn't know what a drabble was. Well, yeah, a lot of people don't really know what a drabble is. It's something that's used as a term more in fandom spaces than like in original fiction spaces like this. Because that's where it originated. It's from like the 70s or 80s with like Star Trek fan fiction. But yeah, a drabble is just a complete story in 100 words, exactly 100 words. So it is, a particular kind of writing challenge. Um, I have been using them to get better at line editing and just to practice writing flash fiction. Well, I got this editing a lot better. There's no way I'm going to get this down to actually 100 words. I knew that. The original version was too long. But I got this down to 152 words. Let's see, Cynthia got lunch. Exciting. I'm thinking about food, partially because the character, she's eating lunch in this. So I'm like thinking about the food that she has and going, all of that food sounds delicious, actually. I need to eat after this. And Beth got her background video recorded, just exporting it. That's awesome. Very exciting. Okay, well, let's read this. It's fine. It's still 152 words. That's as good as we're gonna get with this. Let me drink a little first. Okay. Your phone buzzes and doesn't stop. You study the unknown caller ID. You have an internal debate whether to answer or send it to voicemail. When the call stops, your debate comes to its natural conclusion. The phone vibrates again. Who is this? Veronica? Your eyes widen. It's not your name, just one you use. But that doesn't explain how he found you. Last night, remember? Maddie, we danced together. You don't remember. Perhaps you were too drunk, or he was. Perhaps you don't want to remember. Not while at work, not while pretending that part of you doesn't exist. But even after 3 vodka cranberries, you're too smart to exchange contact information. I'm sorry, you say, voice flat. You have the wrong number. His words are cut off, and you take a steadying breath before returning your full attention to the pristine lunch you packed at the start of the week. So, yeah, that's all that is. It's definitely not a complete story in 100 words. This is just me adding to the short story that I'm supposed to be doing for this month. Like I'm happy with how it turned out, but it does not stand alone. Like it's just not a complete story. It is part of something bigger, and you can feel that. But I do think this is, adding interesting stuff to the short story, and I'm pleased about adding to that. But like, I don't know, it's not particularly exciting because it doesn't stand alone. Does that make sense? Yeah. Yes, she does have secrets. I think my favorite thing is about the name, though. It's not your name, just one you use. Like, she must be nameless. It's very important that this character does not have an actual name. She has one. You're just not allowed to know it. I'm not allowed to know it. I think naming the character would, like, it would ground it too much. Maybe? I don't know. Maybe is I'm not sure why exactly I want these characters to not like have names. It's important to me that these specific characters don't have names. I don't know. Cynthia says, I low-key feel like all my drabbles are like that. I wonder if I have any that truly stand alone. Um, I don't know. I don't feel like that's a fair assessment. I don't know. There's I would have to like go back and look at all of yours to see how I as like an outsider feel about that. Like with my own, there are definitely some that do feel complete. This is not one of them. Oh. Okay, Cynthia says, I feel like having names would be giving away too much just from that section though. I do agree with that. Like I think especially with this short story, since the whole premise of it is these are people who once saved the world, and to an extent, like in some ways they have been able to remain anonymous. In other ways, they lost their anonymity because of how visible it is, like what they did. So I think that's part of why I want them to be nameless characters. Um, there's definitely more to it than that. Part of it is, yeah, like it feels like it would be like telling too much information about them. I don't, I'm not sure what it is exactly. Maybe once I finally finish a full draft of the short story, I will figure out what exactly it is. That's fair. Like, it is really hard to make a drabble like feel truly complete. And most often they do feel more like they're just snippets of something, whether that is a story idea that you have that you're working on, or if it's just a random snippet from some random scene that isn't connected to anything. They do have a tendency to feel incomplete. Um, Actually creating one that feels like a genuinely whole story is possible, but it's really hard. I will say I am now halfway to my word count goal for this short story. Um, yeah, I. The problem is switching between projects is hard. I really want to devote like a week to finishing this so that I have a decent amount of time and don't feel too much pressure. That's I doubt it would actually take me a week, but I do think that if I just try to finish it in like a day or two, I think I would get too intimidated by that. But it's really hard to do that when I'm also trying to work on the revisions. I don't know how to do multiple things at once. It's not real. I don't believe it. Yes, one of the lit mags does say you need to have a complete beginning, middle, and end, and like a plot. And it's like, in 100 words? Are you sure? I don't know how that's possible. Genuinely, I don't. It makes no sense. Um, is No, I wasn't saying that this is my week to finish the short story. Just that I need to do that. Like find a week where I am dedicating my time to doing that. Um, it should be because this is the last full week of the month. But also I want to get at least halfway done with this draft, with revisions of this draft before the end of the month. I don't know how to switch between projects. I don't. My brain doesn't do that well. But maybe I get halfway through this revision and then I spend a week working on the short story. Would that mean I finish it after the end of March? Probably. Realistically, yes. But switching is hard. I don't understand how people like genuinely work on multiple things at once. Yeah, Tanya, I binged all of Tanya's the one thing stuff, and she's like, oh, this week I'm working on this, and then the next week she switches, and I'm just like, how do you get your brain to do that? How truly how? It was very impressive. Okay, well. I'm happy with this. I want to work on this short story. I do. Maybe I should work on it some today because trying to switch to revisions after the stream will be hard. Maybe I do like working on short story stuff on the day that I live stream. That probably only works if my drabbles are all connected to the short story. I'm still trying to figure out how to like make this work. My brain. How to make my brain work. It's hard to figure out. Yeah, I do think that's a decent idea. I assume that you're talking about working on the short story on the day that I live stream. That was the most like cohesive thing that I said. Cohesive is not the right word. Um, concrete is probably more the word I'm looking for there. Flash fiction Fridays is, oh, I like that idea. That's so cool. is going okay. Working on short story stuff this week to try and be done by the end of the month. That's smart. I think if I hadn't been like so frustrated with how little revision work I got done over spring break, I would be more okay with just like diving in and focusing solely on this short story for the rest of the month. But because I am like frustrated that I didn't get to work on the revisions as much as I wanted, it feels like I feel like switching over would just frustrate me more. I don't know. But I want to work on all the things. Why can't I write like 15 different things at once? That'd be really nice. I think probably the next step of working on this short story, though, is actually doing a little bit of outlining to figure out what scenes I still need to write. Because I have all of my drabbles, a couple of them are with the same character. I need to figure out what arc each character is going to have in their little section. So maybe working on something like that would be less intimidating to start. Trying to have a good plan. It's hard. Okay, I think I am going to get some lunch and then yeah, maybe I'll work on outlining this short story a little bit. I don't need much, like a sentence or two. I just need to plan out what happens in each thing. I think the character that I was working on for today is the one I have most figured out. I should probably just like actually write the summaries. I don't know. I'll figure it out. And my next stream will be in a week, the 31st, at the same time it was last week. We're just switching back and forth between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. as the start time, Central Time. Because that's the only way I can get my schedule to work. That will generally be the schedule until the next month-long challenge. And then I'll definitely be streaming more during that. But my mind just blanked. I don't remember where I was going with that. Yeah, so I will be here next week. Hit me up if you want to stream with me. I like friends. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.